Welcome to the second episode of Amateur Restore. Today's project is a Levis radio and alarm clock from the 90s, if I remember correctly. The machine was in quite a dreadful state when we found it. The top of it had a thick layer of oily sludge due to the years of usage and mistreat. The player part didn't really work on demand. You needed a solid amount of manpower to get it to produce something that could be called sound emission. Let's see what we can do with it.
They want something more. They want something more. They've never heard us before. They've never heard us before. Somebody's crying bolo. Somebody's crying bolo. I need your love today. I need you right away.
We're using a medium-sized Phillips screwdriver to screw the screws holding the backplate out. There's a few on the sides as well, watch out for them. Now we remove the cassette player's old and elongated rubber band and the tension screws holding the clock and the player panel. Next, we're gonna take a look at the main components. We remove the tension screws from the coil where the power cord makes its way into the machine. We also take pictures of each detail with the Samsung camera from the primal era, so that we don't forget anything when we reassemble. We cut the radio's adjusting cord because this function is practically unusable at this point, since no sane station will broadcast using analog signals anymore. This little procedure also frees up a lot of space for us to remove the frequency tuning peg. We also remove the volume adjuster so we can take the signal receiving component out in one piece. We remove the screws holding the speaker and we solder it free at the input cable so that it's easier to separate from the body. Under the coil next to the power cable, there's a small screw and a round plastic piece which keeps you from damaging the machine if you accidentally yank the cable. Get that shit out of there. Yeah, this is where we kinda messed up. We shouldn't have cut the power cord because there's a panel which when unscrewed allows the plugs to be fitted through the housing without any problem. I think you figured, but we don't really recommend doing stupid shit like we do without doing proper research and planning beforehand. We also remove the sensors from under the buttons found on the top, and then we can remove them with ease and in one piece. Around these buttons there's a felt dust cover, make sure not to rip it. Finally, we remove the speaker. We wipe the speaker clean using wet wipes, then we work the housing with sponge and scrubbing gel.
Yeah, we're just getting started. I know that you want it, baby, just get.
In a violently unprofessional way, we simply replace the cassette player's V-belt with rubber band.
Yeah, let's go. Nah, we ain't never gonna slow down. All the girls looking hot like a hoe down. Everybody going off in my hometown, ready for a showdown. Keep it on the low now. We about to pop off like a bottle. Everybody knows that we're going full throttle. Drinking alcohol, yeah, straight from the nozzle. End of the night, end up horizontal. They know they want something more.
The sliding parts of the player are cleaned with alcoholic gel.
They've never heard us before. A sound that's hard to ignore. A sound that's hard to ignore. It's time to even the score. Everybody like the A, everybody like the A. Rock you all and the.
We clean the button board with a wet wipe. It's important not to leave any contamination on this surface because the slightest amount of dust can cause the buttons to malfunction. The display's electronics won't mind some cleaning either. The AM/FM adjuster electronics demand some attending to as well.
know that you want it, you know that I got it, so let's get up on it, I'm ready.
The frequency tuner's housing is worth cleaning too.
I don't plan on stopping, baby, keep on rocking, put on a show. Let's go, yeah, we going off on a Tuesday, gotta go all out till a new day, turn it up so loud, what you say, got the whole place filled out like a Zoom mate.
Despite us ripping the goddamn soul out of the radio mechanics, we still won't leave it dirty. Who knows if one day we decide to revive the poor thing.
They know they want something more, they know they want something more, they've never heard us before.
This is how the corpse of a radio, the housing of the machine, looks after a bit of cleaning. Let's be real, it's quite a difference. Before reinstalling, we give the speaker one more quick wipe. We start working the surfaces where the cables will connect. Always check where you solder your cable. At this point, one of the cables is done. Sadly, not much of the process is showing with his head being in the view.
I know that you want it, you know that I got it, so let's get up on it, I'm ready to go. When the place is knocking, I don't plan on stopping, baby, keep on.
Anyone who actually is experienced with the iron should close their eyes here, since we can see a true layman in action.
Gotta go all out till a new day, turn it up so loud, what you say, got the whole place filled out like a Zoom mate. Her parents told her not to stay out too late, but when I come to pick her up already too late. Where we headed now? Yes, too great, party down south, get ready for a new stage. They know they want something more, they know they want something more, they've never heard us before, they've never.
Now we are done soldering.
Sound that's hard to ignore, a sound that's hard to ignore. It's time to even the score. Yeah, we party like the 80s, party like the 80s. Rock and roll and the late, rock and roll.
With everything being nice and tight, we can start rethreading the cables.
Craze, we gon' party like the 80s, party like the.
Alrighty, let's reassemble. We screwed a small plastic piece, fixing the cable tied back in.
Yeah, it's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even.
We fixed the speaker in place using super glue. It's smart to use some sort of tool, for example ear picks, so that we don't get our hands messy.
And though I am not going through life regretfully, I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy, I'm getting it. I'm a cotton soul, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your ball. I got squat, I fall, I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she home. It's shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though, it's hip-hop, you know. Or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' up. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make friends. I ain't never slowing down, keep on.
Since the radio's electronics won't fit back in its place if the power cord is fixed, we had to twist it out again, then put in the electronics.
I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. No, I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up. Hard words like like a weapon, attack with no questions. In my own section and they still disconnected, cause their mind's been infected and they're filled with objection. Too filled for recollection, so we're losing all attention. They don't know I'm in contention, cause I'm gaining their attention, cause I'm making a connection. Lyricism and aggression got me feeling my ascension. In my passion, my profession, I'm attacking my obsession, taking action and progressing. I go off on the enemy, that's what makes them scared of me. Make my plans carefully, then execute them daringly. They say I act.
Now, the final fixing.
Can't predict my tendencies, I offer no transparency. Some people think I'm lost, others think I'll be a legend. I'm never gonna stop till I'm one above second. And my thoughts at the top, but my mind stay present. Don't let your dreams stop, cause dreaming is a blessing.
We can also fix the coil in place using 2 screws.
But it's not about the fame, it's about keeping me sane. So I stay with it.
It's a bit mazy and hard to reach, kinda like the G-point of the radio.
Adrenaline, no pain. Welcome all to my domain. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up.
Let's put the adjusting pegs back in place.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break.
It's a bit tricky to put it back since this model has to fit in like 3 separate grooves.
Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make friends.
The module is fixed in place with super glue at the groove.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up.
The machine can operate using a 9-watt battery as well. We're threading its cord through the housing right now.
I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. Now I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up now. I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. Now I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up now. Like a weapon, attack with no question.
The AM/FM adjuster is put back in place. We screw it down nice and tight.
With objection, too filled for recollection, so we're losing all attention. They don't know I'm in contention, cause I'm gaining their attention, cause I'm making a connection. Lyricism and aggression got me feeling my ascension. In my passion, my profession, I'm attacking my obsession, taking action and progressing. I go off on the enemy, that's what makes them scared of me. Make my plans carefully, then execute them daringly. They say I act recklessly, but that's why I'm effective. See, you can't predict my tendencies, I offer no transparency. Some people think I'm lost, others think I'll be a legend. I'm never gonna stop till I'm one above second. And my thoughts at the top, but my mind stay present. Don't let your dreams stop, cause dreaming is a blessing. They tell me all the same, told me I won't make
Again,
a
fixed
name,
it super
but
glue.
it's not about the fame, it's about keeping me sane. So I stay within my lane, feel my blood pump through my veins, feel adrenaline, no pain. Welcome all to my domain. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make friends.
Now we glue the fat cover back under the buttons. A groove surrounds this piece, that's where we have to place it.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me.
We also place the clean sensor panel back.
I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make friends.
The display panel is pulled back in place, held with 2 screws.
Now I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up now. slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. No, I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up. Hardpoint's like a weapon, attack with no.
We also reattached the cassette player panel.
Disconnected, cause their mind's been infected and they're filled with objection. Too filled for recollection, so we're losing all attention. They don't know I'm in contention, cause I'm gaining their attention, cause I'm making a connection.
Again, held by 2 screws.
My ascension in my passion, my profession, I'm attacking my obsession, taking action and progressing. I go off on the enemy, that's what makes them scared of me. Make my plans carefully, then execute them daringly. They say I act recklessly, but that's why
The cassette player's adjusting module is screwed back as well.
some people think I'm lost, others think I'll be a legend. I'm never gonna stop till I'm one above second. And my thoughts at the top, but my mind stay present. Don't let your dreams stop, cause dreaming is a blessing.
The opening system ports are put back in place.
But it's not about the fame, it's about keeping me sane. So I stay within my lane, feel my blood pump through my veins.
We joined the 2 sides of the machine together.
All to my domain. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about.
First screw the side screws in, we do the rest after.
Break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up.
The cassette player also has 2 screws which are worth reinstalling.
I ain't worried about you. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Take.
Don't forget to reinstall the screws on the back side.
I ain't here to make friends.
Now we can also put that lid at the power cord back. Screw the remaining screws back in. We attached the new wall plug where we cut down the previous one.
Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you. I ain't here to make friends. I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. No, I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up now. I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. No, I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up. Hardpoint's like a weapon, attack with no questions. In my own section and they still disconnected, cause their mind's been infected and they're filled with objection. Too filled for recollection, so we're losing all attention. They don't know I'm in contention, cause I'm gaining their attention, cause I'm making a connection. Lyricism and aggression got me feeling my ascension in my passion, my profession. I'm attacking my obsession, taking action and progressing. I go off on the enemy, that's what makes them scared of me. Make my plans carefully, then execute them daringly. They say I act recklessly, but that's why I'm effective. See, you can't predict my tendencies, I offer no transparency. Some people think I'm lost, others think I'll be a legend. I'm never gonna stop till I'm one above second. And my thoughts at the top, but my mind stay present. Don't let your dreams stop, cause dreaming is a blessing.
Make sure to tighten all the screws so that the housing of the plug won't be janky.
But it's not about the fame, it's about keeping me sane. So I stay within my lane, feel my blood pump through my veins, feel adrenaline, no pain.
And it was finally fully assembled. This was an unreasonably long project considering we essentially made a glorified digital clock, but hey, at least we had fun. If you did as well, make sure to like this video, and if you want to see more of our stuff, feel free to subscribe. Broken English and Subtitles narrator guy out. Bye!